Come on, you admit this is funny. You know that's a bunch of you guys. Tua changed. And so the theme of this first story, as I've said many a times, I didn't change. I like Tua going all the way back to Alabama. I saw somebody, I saw a fighter, I saw a kid who had something in him that was just the intangible of wanting to do everything he could to be that guy. And then, I've told you since December 25th last year with the Green Bay game, I saw that guy wasn't there. So I'm going to show you something, and I'm going to actually put it on the screen. And I want this image that I'm going to show you is from, 2021. And I want you to look at this image very strongly. Really critique it. This was Tua training in 2021. Look at this kid. Look at his arms, his shoulder girdle, his forearms, the strength, the muscularity, the physicality that he had in 2021. Look at his legs. Just look at the physical specimen he was in 2021. That same guy? Did he change or did I change? That's not the same guy today, it's not the same guy that we saw back in 2021, 2022. I didn't change. Tua was obviously a beast. He was working out. He was mobile. If you go back and look at his draft rankings, the draft rankings before the NFL draft back then, maybe I should just pull that up so you guys can actually see that I'm not making this stuff up. And then you tell me if it's the same guy that you see playing today and who lost to the Kansas City Chiefs and basically collapsed at the end of the season. Because to me, it's not the same guy whatsoever. So I want you to look at his combine prospect profile, and we're going to take a look at it here. Okay, there it is. This is his combine prospect profile. And here we go here. All right. So Alabama, 6 foot, 217 pounds, prospect grade 6.77, which means he was projected to be a year one starter. And they get down in here and they talk about his bio, and then the analysts come in and they talk about his strengths and weaknesses. So let's go through this for a second. This was the kid coming out of college, coming to the Miami Dolphins, first round draft pick. And I want you to see what they said he was going to bring to the table. All right, so he fits the mold of NFL's new dual threat quarterbacks. You see it right there. First strength. Number one, first thing they talk about is Tua being in the mold of NFL's dual threat quarterbacks. Did I change or did Tua change? Is he a dual threat quarterback anymore? Of course not. That's the guy I bought into. He was a dual threat quarterback. Career touchdown to interception ratio of 8-1. He's still that. Sudden ball handling on RPO plays, does that well. Agile, active feet offer quick setups and resets. That's still Tua. Rear upper body twitch allows for fast release, still has that. Willing to sit and scan from the pocket. You see that this year? Everyone talks about first reads and second reads. Did you see him sit there and sit in the pocket and scan? Of course you didn't. Confident throwing to windows between the hashes, absolutely, still that guy. Experienced reading route combinations from play action. Didn't see much of that. He would pick a route and go with that route. throws short and intermediate balls with repeatable accuracy. I'd say he's that guy. Has arm talent to make all the throws. Has the arm talent to make all the throws. Definitely not the guy that came out of the draft. Eyes keep safety out of one-on-one throws. There's a deep sideline. He can do that. Feathery, soft bucket throws to the deep boundaries. He can do that. Play action salesman on bootlegs and deep drops. They don't even do deep drops with Tua anymore. Improvisational pocket escapes. Nope, doesn't do that anymore. Once in a while, he'll go ahead and scramble, but he's not improvisational. He's not out there making stuff happen. Look at this one. Mobility to relocate launch point or take off to move the sticks. He had 5 first downs this year. 5. The entire season, Tua had 5 first downs. That's not the guy I bought into. Well, on the other side, his weaknesses: short in stature with mounting durability concerns, 2 ankle surgeries, hip surgery, broken nose, concussion as a starter, can improve anticipatory throws and timing. He has improved that. Failed to recognize easy throws to developing routes. That has personified. He's having a trouble throwing to other routes. Inconsistent squaring of feet to backside reads. Yep. Constricted delivery limits. Zip he can put on throws. They're saying basically in the way he throws the ball, he's not going to be able to get a lot of zip on the ball. Yep. Forces open receivers to break stride more than he should. Poise in and out of the pocket can be spotty. Hurries into frenetic throws with moderate pressure at times. Fails to sit and finish delivery when he's going to get hit. Needs earlier pocket slides to stay ahead of the pressure. Those are all his weaknesses. Obviously, those weaknesses were amplified throughout this season. His pros were not. It's not the same guy. So, Barry, you're just making this stuff up. No, my friends. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something to absolutely prove, and it showed up on Twitter today. And I want to show you this video. So I'm going to just play the video by itself first before I even say anything. And I want you to look at it, and I'll go ahead and rewind it and talk about it. So check this out. Do you see that? Do you see that, Tua, now? So let me break this down for you. And so, because it's extremely interesting, because I want you to focus on a couple of things. So first and foremost, as Tua is beginning this play, he's sitting at the 50, the line of scrimmage is at the 45. Y'all can see that. Watch what happens after the snap. All right. So right now he's 10 yards back of the line of scrimmage. That was completely taken away from him this year. Whether it was Mike McDaniel, whatever, or whatever, it had to be Mike McDaniel. This kind of play was not run that often, where he would take that kind of a deep drop and then look to throw. Then, once the line breaks down, which happened often this year, and he realizes at this point, look how he made that decision. He's like, that's not going to work. I'm out of here. I'm going to take off. I see green space. Running the ball, juking guys, and then what do you see right here? Boom. Tua's like, I ain't going out like that. I'm a man. If you're going to tackle me, I'm going to put the wood to you. I'm going to deliver the blow to you. And he put this safety on his butt for the first down. Did you see that? Anytime this year? Raise your hand if you saw it. Let me know. Let me know if you saw any time this year that Tua would take somebody on in that manner and just run over them. Even he knew it. He's like doing a muscle pose. Yeah, man, I'm a dog. I am a dog out here. Get in my way and I will take you apart. Look at this. Look at this guy. Boom, shaking, bacon, coming at somebody. And he lowers his shoulder and says, here you go. Take that. Where'd that guy go, man? Look at this. Look at from that angle. He's driving into him with his legs and runs over him without any hesitation. He didn't think, hey, listen, I need to slide. I'm going to lower my shoulder and just come at this guy, and I'm going to let him know I am Tua Tagovailoa, and I'm going to make you pay. Where was that guy this year? I didn't change. Yeah, you flip-flop. No, I'm looking for that quarterback. I'm looking for that quarterback to be on the field for the Miami Dolphins who's completely fearless and is ready to do what's necessary to get that extra yard. Don't come at me with, well, he had concussions. I don't care. Concussions are a part of playing football. So if you're using the concussion excuse, then you're admitting to everybody that he's not capable of playing at an elite level, because elite quarterbacks run. A lot of them slide now, and I wouldn't have a problem if he did that once he got a first down, but we couldn't even run a quarterback sneak. A 3rd and inches play, a 4th and 1. We can't run a quarterback sneak. Is Mike McDaniel protecting him? Maybe. In any event, an elite quarterback knows how to get those yards when you have to get them. So it wasn't me who changed. It had nothing to do with me changing. I started seeing things differently on the field, and those things on the field just didn't add up. And I look at a ton of film. So I'm not sure if you guys even remember these things. Do you remember his draft ratings when he was coming out and what the NFL scouts said? And they said he had extreme mobility, willing to take on and get those extra yards. That was part of what we were sold. That was part of what the Miami Dolphins were sold. They were sold a guy who had those kind of ratings. I didn't make it up. This is who I knew him to be. This is exactly who I knew Tua to be. Fits the mold of NFL dual threat quarterbacks. First line. That was his first attribute that they wanted to highlight as he was getting drafted. Many of you probably never even seen that. You probably haven't even looked at that. That was the elite quarterback. He was going to project as these things. He was projected to be a starter. He was projected to be a dual threat quarterback. That's what Chris Greer and everybody looked at when they drafted him. Then when he got finally healed and was ready to play, he was running people over. I'm Tua friggin' Tagovailoa. I don't get in my face. I will take you out. And this year, we watched Bubble Boy. We watched the guy who had to get rid of the ball in 2.2 seconds, who just couldn't take it upon himself to get a first down on 3rd and 1. So how can anybody possibly say, well, hey, Barry, you changed, man. You flip-flopped. I'm like, no, I'm still watching the same game. I'm just not seeing the same quarterback. And I'm not sure you guys have either. I think you got some of you were so enthralled with Tua and him being back after the concussions last year that you forgot how he played before he got hurt. You forgot how strong he was and what he was doing. I didn't forget it. I just didn't see what I was used to seeing. I know when I looked it up and I saw this picture and I went, damn, he was jacked. He could have given Tyreek Hill a run for his money. Look at his arms. I mean, those arms, I mean, it's sinew. It's muscle. This was a guy who was coming into the NFL and he's like, I'm going to take what's mine. I don't need to be coddled. I don't need 2.4 seconds to do this. I don't need for you to run a screen pass on 3rd and inches. Let's go get this damn first down. But no, Barry, you're the bad guy. You flip-flopped. You turned your back onto it. No, I didn't. That's who I expected. And I just wanted to start the show off today and say, this is the guy that I got behind. I didn't change. He did. And it may offend some of you because you're so in the tank, but this was who he was. He was a dual threat quarterback coming out of Alabama. He was a dual threat quarterback who was willing to sit and scan from the pocket. He was a dual threat quarterback who could basically had the arm talent to make all the throws. He ain't doing that now. So I hope you can be enough of a man or woman to realize that Tua isn't the guy that was here a year or two ago. This isn't the same quarterback. Blame Mike McDaniel if you want. I don't care. But all the people who whined at me about me turning my back on Tua, it's not true at all. I feel nuts that I even have to prove this, that people don't remember the type of player he was at Alabama. He didn't need to be coddled by Nick Saban. Hey, listen, I need you to go into this Georgia game. I need you to go ahead and win this game because Jalen Hurts isn't doing so well. Okay, we got this. Let's do it. And I'm going to throw a walk-off touchdown. It's not the same guy. Whether he got hurt or not, Tua decided, I want to stay in this game against Mississippi State. I'm going to do a rollout. I'm going to run. Unfortunately, the guys caught him and hurt his hip. But did you see his face? It was all bloodied and everything. And he worked his way back. He was a fighter. It's almost as if the Miami Dolphins or Mike McDaniel or whoever has decided to take the fight away from the fighter. You can't go into an MMA ring hoping not to get hurt. You can't go into a football game hoping that you're going to call a play that won't put me in a position where I get hurt. Every single time we get behind the wheel of our car, whether we're going to the grocery store or we're getting on the highway, we have the chance of getting hurt, but we still drive. You've taken, and I'll blame Mike McDaniel for this, you have taken the essence of who Tua Tagovailoa was and completely changed that person, and now you're stuck with a husk of what Tua Tagovailoa used to be. And you expect all of us to just sit back and accept it. And if we give him $45 and $50 million a year, you're going to sit back and eat it and love it. You're going to have to be that type of person at this point. You're going to have to be the person that, just like this baby in this video, that's you. Every single one of us. I'm going to feed it to you. I'm going to feed bad Tua to you where it doesn't taste good at all. And you're going to just come back for more every single time. And you're going to ask, maybe I should try this. Maybe I should go in. Let me taste it again. Because if I taste it again, maybe it'll taste different this time. But you know what? It's not. And you're going to want to throw up. Because that's not the guy you guys got behind. I didn't change. Tua changed.